Hey girls and guys, welcome back to the channel. I have got a Seat Leon FR in. Didn't forget what car it was at all. Now this one has got a DSG fault. It gets stuck in certain gears. Can't remember which one. I think it only gets stuck in the odd numbered gears. So yeah, it gets stuck in gear, doesn't come out, and then goes into like a limp mode. Customer will turn it off, turn it on again, and it will clear the fault for a short period of time. But yeah, it has a problem. Now, we've done diagnostics, we've got a new launch computer, we put launch on it, and it has come up with a fault, which I'll have to read out to you. Hold on, got it written down. So it has come up with transmission fault, P173500, position sensor for clutch 1, electronical malfunction. So, position sensor for clutch 1, which makes sense of why it gets stuck in gear and doesn't change. Now, did some Googling, because obviously Seats aren't really my thing. We do a lot of Fiat Alphas and Italian cars, the reliable stuff. And it turns out there is a fault with the Mechatronic unit. You have to remove the unit and one of the sensors needs replacing. Now, it is very fiddly and involves some soldery stuff and everything that I do not do. I am a man of not many talents, and I know that this is something that is way above my station in terms of I don't want to break it and I don't want to cause problems. So some things we do outsource. So this one I will be sending to a company that specializes in doing these. So I'm just going to show you how to get it out, get it back in, and get it back on the road. Not to quote my MOT tester saying there. So let's get to the car. I'm going to be using my Athema head torch for this because I forgot I had this. Started using it again recently after fully charging it and I forgot. It is bloody bright and bloody useful. So let's go. Remove under tray down there. I've removed boost pipe that goes here to here because this is the puppy. This is what we want. A few more slaps never hurt no one. Now we're going to need to drain the gearbox oil, which is this one here. So we're going to do that, drop the oil out. We are going to need to get some DSG fluid in. I'm going to undo this 10mm bracket. I think there's two 10 millis on the drilly there. Yeah, two 10 mils. We're going to take that off as well. One maxi plug up here, which I can actually disconnect. Oh yeah, that's come out. Lovely. Let's get that maxi plug out. Someone is being noisy outside. Okay, maxi plug disconnected. That's done. Before you do anything, please disconnect the battery. And if you're doing this in the workshop, obviously, windows up. I've left this in neutral, disconnect the battery because I'm going to need to roll it in and out because I've got a lot of projects, well, a lot of cars on the go at the moment. So disconnect the battery, then disconnect stuff because you don't want to put any faults in the Mechatronic unit. Well, considering there's faults in there at the moment, but don't want to cause any other issues. So neutral, battery off, then disconnect stuff. Right, so the disconnect, to be honest, I don't really need to undo that. I could just pop the wiring off it. I'm going to undo it anyway, so let's get 10mm and get that out of the way. Cool, so we've got the gearbox oil draining, and we're about to take this pan cover off, but I'm going to let that drain. I'm hoping I've got enough space to do both. Yes, so that is positioned there, draining nicely. Oy, don't make that noise. And then we're going to drain that out there. That is the oil draining, people, not me, okay? Okay, so at this point, as I've undone one at the top, loosened that one and one at the side, and loads more oil come out. So make sure you've definitely got something to catch it. The drain plug is still out and I've got probably oil on the lens. That's why it looks so bad. Well, that's a lot better, isn't it? So yeah, now I've still got a couple more bolts to undo around the side and we'll get this pan cover off, but saved by the drainer. Cool, so we've removed a load of bolts. I think it was 5 on this, 4 on this side, 1 up top, and another load on this side. And then we are just gonna literally grab it and gently remove it. I think I should really do this with two hands because this isn't a unit I really want to drop. But it just comes out nice and gently. But it is a two-hand job. 1 second. Look at that. And there we go. The whole unit is out, and it is definitely going to make a mess on my floor now. I don't have enough room to get that out. Oh, it sits in the drainer for now. So yeah, that's how that comes out. I'm going to put all the bolts back in so I know where they all go. Okay, so I've put all the bolts back in, didn't show you where they went, and I put the cover back on just for now. This unit is going to ECU testing to get repaired, and we shall have that back in a couple of days. Right, well, we know that the unit's going to be back with us today, so we are getting ready to do this. Luckily, because I've never done one of these before, I did watch a video on it, so I'm cheating here. So I've removed the drain plug again, because apparently there is an 8mm overflow pipe in here, or a level pipe. Not sure what it is, but I need to find the hole there. And then I need to unscrew that, because that will allow more to come out. I'll show you that. Well, remove that. And more's coming out. So this is actually a level thing. It goes inside the gearbox. So when you're filling it, when you fill it up, it gets to a certain point, and when it starts running out of this, that's when you know you are full. So that's good. So I'm gonna finish off draining off the last bit. We've got everything here. We've got a Febby filter. We've got some Comet oil, DSG fluid, or gearbox oil. I just went off the reg. I'm just waiting for the unit now. Right, I have it. It's here. Impressed with ECU test. Got it all back. Not only that, they've also sent me a binder of information, which we'll read. It's about, yeah, they sent everything. They've also sent me a video of how to do it as well. So, I can't tell you how much I'm looking forward to doing this. Let's get this fitted, and yeah, let's continue with this job. Okay, all the bolts are in loosely. There is a procedure to do this, so I'll read out the procedure and the torque setting. I would like to do that thing where you go, this is it, but I don't have that much skill on editing. Okay, first time I'm ever actually going to read instructions. So that is the position, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I mean, you can all see what's going on here, so I'll be using that. And the tightening stages are screwing by hand, 8 Newton meters, then turn another further 45 degrees on each one in that procedure. Okay, I've done everything by 8 Newton meters, so I've achieved stage 2. So I'm about to do the 45. However, when I was doing this, I went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and I was like, where's 7? Can't see 7, but 7 would be down here. So yeah, anyone doing this, remember 7 is bottom right, which is this one. So yeah, now 45 degree turns, and then we are on to the next stage, which I can't remember what the next stage is. I think the next stage is fitting the cover, and then we've got to start filling it with lube. Right, well, I've got the DSG connected to it. So remember, there's reason why, if people are watching this and thinking, how's that gonna work? You're putting fluid up. There is a tube inside, that red tube that you saw earlier in the video, that will funnel the fluid up and in, and then when it gets to the level, it will pour back out. These gearboxes hold about between 6, 7 litres of oil? I'm not sure. I'm just gonna keep filling it up. I'm going with 5 litres. I'll probably put about 6 litres in and check the level, but you do need to get it up to temperature. You need to get the gearbox up to a certain temperature to check levels and stuff. I will explain that as the video goes on. So for now, I'm gonna just keep the pressure on this pump. This is a Sealy pump, and I love it because it makes my life a lot easier. Right, we've pumped in 6 and a bit litres of oil. Got another litre on standby. So what we're gonna do now is lower it down. I've still got to connect up the maxi plug onto the gearbox, connect the battery, etc, etc. The boost pipe is on as well, so then just connect the maxi plug, connect the battery, start it up, cycle the gears, get the gearbox up to temperature, and then drain off the excess oil or add some more oil. I've removed the airbox, which is a fight in itself, annoyingly. This, get it in, turn it 90 to the right, and it will locate, and it's in there like swimwear. Don't forget to put this metal pin over the top. That's all good. Now we are nearly ready
for a startup.
Okay, everything is in, and because, you know, stuff happens, that fell out of the airbox, so I need to take that all apart again and do that, but that's not a biggie. For now, I just want to get it started. The battery's connected. We've already got beepies. Let's get it started up. Okay, so these lights will be because we need to go lock to lock on the steering wheel. They will go when you start driving it. So what we do is, as it says, put it in the in each one for 3 seconds, and then hopefully it just comes up with gearbox in emergency mode. So we'll have to deal with that in a minute. And keep cycling. You can feel it like knocking, not knocking, like engaging the gear as it cycles the fluid around the gearbox. So nothing to worry about. We'll go into manual mode as well. So I'm gonna keep doing this a few times and just get that gearbox up to temperature. Right, well, all the lights are off. While I've been doing this, I've just gone lock to lock. So in a few seconds, we're gonna get the computer out, make sure the gearbox is up to temperature. I'll let you know what temperature that should be. Annoyingly, I missed out that bit. So all it is, I had the pipe connected with it up to temperature, 35 to 40 degrees. Open the valve with no pressure in the bottle to see if there's anything drained out. Couldn't see a lot, so undone it off. Let literally a little bit drizzle out all into the run there, which was nice. Put it back up, and it's 45 newton meters for the sump nut with a new washer in it, etc. I've already put the under tray back on and boost pipe is on. It is nearly time for a road test. So it hasn't gone amazingly smooth. It has come up with a fault saying clutch 1 unpredictable, and the only thing that's unpredictable about this is my stress levels. But we are going to do a full clutch gearbox adaptation reset, and hopefully that will fix it. Well, we're praying it's going to fix it, because it had the clutch 1 fault, which is why the Mechatronic unit went off to get repaired. Now it's been repaired and back fitted, 6 litres of oil, the filter, etc. has all been done. You don't get the fault in reverse, neutral, park, anything. As soon as you put it in drive, it comes up with gearbox in emergency mode, and it's stuck in second gear. Yeah, second gear. And then it comes up with the P code, which I can't remember what the P code is. So it's P175e00, E for echo. And that's just clutch position 1 unpredictable. So let's try a clutch adaptation and see how we go. But don't really do too much in DSG boxes, and now I remember why I don't, because I don't like them. There's a smile. Yeah, just needed a reset of basic settings. Funny enough, I didn't use my launch. I actually went to go see a friend of mine who's got a snap-on machine, an Ultra. We did it through his, but when we did it through the programming, it didn't tell us to put your foot on the brake and keep it held. So when we tried to do it without it, it kept failing and aborting and saying test conditions not met. I decided to just stick my foot on the brake and just see what happened. It went all the way through the program and all the way back down, everything. Now I've done like half a mile, no fault. It would go straight, it would give a fault. As soon as you put it into drive, you would get a gearbox emergency mode. So I'm gonna just do a little bit more of a road test, but there's a smile. So we're in reverse, neutral, drive, D1, M1. Can't change out of any gear because I'm still there. So let me just go back out of here, and we're reversing and we're moving properly. So I'm just gonna show you that there isn't a fault. This is on private property, people. We are on private property. So we are in D1, D2, M1, M2, go to third. I'm not going quick enough to get into third gear. D4, so yep, time to slow down because I'm only in a car park. So that's it. Now, refit the under tray and let's get this back to the customer. All right, next day, everything's all good. We've been on a road test. So this one now is done.